Please note before we start the video, this is a part 2, so please watch part 1 before starting this one. Also, it's recommended that you actually watch the movie if you want a full informed opinion, and not just some guy telling you how he feels about it. The Bacon sees this, yeah, I'm done trying to pronounce his name, and goes to get Toto, who's hitching a ride on a truck. Through a game of charades, he tells Toto that the two of them are in trouble. What, Willie's left hand has been possessed?
I have no control over my hand.
¡Te las arregle solo! Fue un egoísta, siempre vio primero por él. Ahora yo veo primero por mí.
But then he remembers how much Willie helped him and decides to go back and save him.
Si sigues paradote ahí, no vamos a llegar a tiempo.
So Toto returns to save his friends before the ride opens. Well, he seems to be outnumbered at first. The confetti egg returns and has brought all the friends Toto has made along the way. Somehow. Okay, this is actually a legit flaw with the film. The fact that only now these friends that he made come back after not being foreshadowed, and we don't even know how he was able to get them all over. The big battle begins and everybody charges towards one another. And surprisingly, we don't see any confirmed deaths despite the movie being perfectly okay with that earlier. Granted, we do see some eggs laying on the ground motionless, but there's no confirmed cracks. Watching this more, I noticed some odder and odder things. Like, it looks like a lot of the eggs are fighting members on the same team. All while Coco just sits there and eats popcorn and doesn't even attempt to help. I feel like there's a political joke I could make in there. The roller coaster starts and Toto and Bacon fight Iguano, who I guess is supposed to be the tough guy of the group, but wouldn't a Komodo egg make more sense? Anyways, the ride is derailed and they save the two, and BB and Willie are happy to be alive. Oh, how heartwarming. Wait, what are you doing? No, wait, don't! Coco finally realizes he doesn't have a reason to hate chicken eggs, and decides to follow his own dreams instead, while the filmmakers crack some more egg jokes. I actually do like this for Coco, because he learns a pretty interesting lesson, considering he learns that he doesn't have to hate the chicken eggs just because his dad does, and that he can make his own decisions. It's actually a pretty interesting message that I don't think I've seen many movies tackle before. You don't have to follow family tradition and do whatever your parents or so forth say. Sometimes you have to make decisions on your own. Or maybe I'm looking too deeply into a silly cartoon about talking eggs. Serp refuses and still wants war, so they toss him away.
Mira mi papá, que soy diferente, que soy actor, que yo tengo mi vida y que nunca voy a ser como él. ¿Y sabes qué? No me gusta tu sonaja.
I guess Serp was just there so the film could have at least one legitimate evil character, considering all the other antagonists are either morally gray or get some kind of redemption. So the three find a bird and stun it. Toto joins them on the bird, and now it's time to fly home, quite literally. They take off, and to my surprise, an English language song plays while they ride, Clocks by Coldplay, which I'm not going to be able to play because of copyright, but just trust me on this one. You know, it's funny. I wonder if there's anybody out there who first heard the song through this film. Like, imagine talking to somebody and you bring up the song Clocks, and then they say, you know, anytime I hear this song, I always imagine 2 eggs and a strip of bacon flying on the back of a pigeon that looks like it's in pain. So they finally return back to the farm. Toto reunites with his mother.
Sin ti, 2 huevos son mejor que 1. 2 palabras, Tocino. Muchas gracias. Estoy listo para ser un gran pollo, mamá.
Some days later, he hatches into a chick. And we see all his friends made it to his hatching.
¿Pío?
Then we have a dance party ending, like a lot of animated films did at the time. Also, yeah, good thing this is a Mexican film. Then there's a scene where Serp possibly becomes food for those 2 possums from earlier, and the film is finally over. But not entirely. Afterwards, we get something surprising. The film has Pixar-styled bloopers where the characters screw up lines and knock over props and so forth. I do like when filmmakers do this. They don't have to add this, especially considering it's animated bloopers, so it's obviously intentional, but added it anyways just to be funny. Although I will say some of these jokes are a little bit more risque than the ones from the Pixar films.
Huevos, rómpanlo. Ah, que la con estos ¿Qué dije?
Holy crap, he actually swore. Censored, but still. And after all the credits roll, we get one final scene with the tortoise egg.
Caca. Ser. Hola.
Overall, I'd say that this is a pretty decent film. Well, the story is a little too fast-paced at times, and some of the plot lines are just kind of fixed off screen, but it also has some pretty good humor, a neat art style with good animation, the characters are mostly likable and developed enough that you want to see them succeed, and I'm a big fan of how they made everything look through the eyes of an egg. Like how normal everyday stuff looks massive from their point of view. It's a nice little touch. There's also enough suspense to keep the whole thing entertaining. Overall, I'd say that this is a solid 7 out of 10. And that was my review. What did you think? This is my first time trying this kind of format. Tell me how I did. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.